Hello, Planeswalkers. Andrew here.
And Tyler.
Today we're going to be going over the newest Magic set with Ikoria, Lair of Behemoths.
I'm so stoked. Like, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it until probably this set rotates. I feel like Ikoria was like tailor-made for me. Like, I haven't been this excited for a set since they told me dinosaurs were going to be in Ixalan.
Yeah, it's a really cool set. It brings a new mechanic. Well, a couple new mechanics. It returns some old mechanics and old creature types. So, going over...
And it,
yeah?
I think you would hit it with the bringing back old creature types, because we'll get to it later, but yeah, the sharks. We talked about it, and then it happened, and we're going to pretend this set wasn't finalized like a year and a half ago and pretend that I did it.
Pretend that you were the reason.
I'm the reason.
But yeah, so
did you want to look at the... Back. Yeah, sharks. Sharks are back. Did you want to look at the new mechanics first?
Yeah, let's look at the new mechanics first. So the brand new mechanics, to my knowledge, are Mutate and Companion. So,
yes,
Mutate...
Cycling is a
cycling
returning
is returning.
Thing. So yes, Mutate and why am I... Companion, yes. And actually, fun fact about Companion, if we want to cover that one first, because on the day that we're recording, there was actually, and I don't know if you actually know about this, there was a Commander announcement.
Oh yeah?
Unrelated to anything that's happening, or that we're talking about today, the card Flash has been banned. That's mostly just for competitive EDH, RIP Flash Hulk. But the other thing is because of Companion and how Companion works, because it specifies that the companion creatures... So, actually, I guess real quick, and I realize I said before we started recording I wanted you to lead this, but I wanted to get this information out there real quick. So, the way that Companion works is there are 10 creatures. They're all legendary, and they're all
dual-colored.
Yeah, there's one for each of the dual-color combinations, even though technically, as far as Commander is concerned, one of them is 5-color. And they all have this ability of, Gigantha the Wellspring has the 5 mana tap for all 5 mana. So it's technically, as far as Commander is concerned, 5-color.
Although in Standard, you can run it in a 2-color deck.
Yeah, I mean, technically in Standard, you could run it in a 1-color deck, because that's the cool part about the hybrid mana. So with Companion, it reads... each one has a deck building restriction for it to be your commander. I guess, since we were just talking about Gigantha, for
Companion,
Gigantha...
you said Commander. It has a deck building requirement to be your companion. You're
right, my bad. It's got the deck building restriction to be your companion, which is important, because if you want it in your 99, or if you want it as a commander, with the exception of one of them, you can just ignore the companion text altogether. But each one has their own unique deck building restriction, and if that restriction is met, then they start the game in your sideboard, which was a hot issue for Commander players, because there is no sideboard.
Right. And another problem with that was the one companion that was insta-banned in Commander, and I think Brawl too.
Yeah, no, we'll get to Lutri in a second. But the reason that people were annoyed is because people have been wanting wish boards or sideboards in Commander for a long time. And when I say wish board, there are cards that have like wish in their name, as well as things like the Sponsire of Ulamog and Karn the Great Creator that reference grabbing cards that you own from outside the game, which, as far as like legal play goes, that refers to your sideboard. But because Commander doesn't have a sideboard, everyone was arguing, well, Companion shouldn't work because you can't have a sideboard for these creatures to exist in. And with the exception of Lutri, who was insta-banned, the rules committee was just like, no, it just works. Just accept that it works. And people were like, no, if you're gonna make it work, give us a reason. And the absolute madmen, and I think some mad women, did it literally by adding one word to the official rules for Commander, which is a card can be legal in Commander and pull itself from outside the game if it only pulls itself. It cannot, like, for example, the Spawn Sire of Ulamog has the thing where you pay like 20 mana and then you grab all the Eldrazi that you can from outside, that you own from outside the game, and put them onto the battlefield. That doesn't work.
Busted.
Yeah, but keep in mind it's 20 mana.
Right.
That remains banned because it's pulling in other cards. The wording that they added is that anything that grabs other cards is still banned. So because the companions bring themselves in and only themselves, they are legal.
Right. And
so that was the official update on companions. Is they literally added one word to the ruling. They added other, and it instantly made, which they were saying in the future, that means we could have more cards that bring themselves in from outside the game if they only bring themselves.
Okay, that's pretty neat. So that was the big contention with companions. The smaller issue was is it the companion?
Yeah, Lutri the Spell Chaser.
He's an elemental otter that has companion. Each non-land card in your starting deck has a different name, which in Commander and Brawl is a requirement. So basically in every red and blue
his deck building restriction is play Commander or Brawl.
Right. So he would just be an auto include in any Is It Commander or Brawl deck because you get it for free.
Not even
any
just Is
real
It.
Restriction.
Teamer gets him.
Yeah.
Jeskai gets him.
In general, any color combo that includes red and blue would just auto include him.
Yeah,
and
there'd be no reason not to.
That's the main reason he's banned, because he would just be a free card in every red and blue deck.
The other one that was kind of interesting is Yorion, Sky Nomad, the Azorius one. So Lutri is just outright banned. He cannot be your commander, he cannot be your companion, he cannot be in your 99.
Right.
Yorion Sky Nomad can be your commander and can be in your 99 but can't be your companion because his restriction requires you to have 20 more cards than the minimum deck size for whatever format you're playing, and commander's at the hard limit.
Yeah, so those two cards are banned banned in different ways due to
Yorion's not banned
themselves.
At all. He just legally can't be a companion, but like Lutri is full on banned. That being said, I absolutely adore this mechanic. Like I'm all about those weird deck building restrictions like Gyruda and Obosh, the Dimir and Rakdos ones respectively, where one requires all of your deck to contain only even CMCs and the other requires odd CMCs. Like I'm totally down with that.
It's interesting, yeah.
I figured the Boros one would be your favorite just because of the Fox. Zerda?
Well, if it's not... What is its mechanics? Each permanent card in your starter deck has an activated ability.
It's the one that easily goes infinite. Whole bunch of things.
Costs 2 less to activate. Cannot make it... Oh, that... I think you told me about that.
Yeah, that's the one that goes infinite with like Basalt Monolith, which taps for 3, but you need to pay 4 to untap it. Well, this makes it so you only need to pay 2 to untap it. So you tap it for 3, pay 2 to untap it, and you still have one.
That's pretty good. So it's infinite colorless mana.
Yeah. The Orphan Guard's another one that I really like. I realize you keep wanting to move on. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying not to spend too much time on one topic because we're already chewing through our time.
You're
right. Beyond Companion, we also have the new mechanic in Mutate, which says that the creature with Mutate can be cast for its mutate cost and can be put over or under another creature. And when it mutates like that, it becomes the creature on top plus all of the keyword ability or all the abilities of all the creatures below.
Not just keywords. It gets activated abilities. Keywords. It gets passive abilities.
Yeah, and I want to go off on a very brief tangent with this, because I faced a deck on Arena that had Vidrock, Apex of Thunder, and the Octopus. What's the Sea Dasher Octopus, which has Flash, which means it can mutate at instant speed, and when it attacks, you draw. When it deals combat damage to a player, you draw a card. This deck kept having Vidrock passing the turn to me, and then whenever I tried to remove Vidrock, they would flash in the Octopus, mutate Vidrock, and which lets them cast a spell with a CMC 3 or less from their grave, they would just cast Time Wipe and return Vadrock plus the cards that mutated with it to their hand and destroy my whole board, and then do it again the next turn.
5 mana?
What is the spell? It was a 3-mana spell.
Yeah, but I think Time Wipe is like 1 white, white, blue, blue, or something like that.
No, well, it was definitely Time Wipe. I don't know how they were doing it then, because they just kept recasting Time Wipe.
Didn't you say it was Teferi?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, but Teferi doesn't. Whatever. I don't want to stick on that.
Well,
too
no,
long.
because Teferi lets the controller of Teferi cast. Oh well, I guess you can't cast Teferi from your graveyard.
Well, yeah, but you can cast
At
Teferi from your
instant
graveyard
speed.
with.
Yeah, but not at instant speed.
Right. Yeah. I don't know how they did it. That was just an annoying deck to face. I'll have to look into that more. But Mutate's pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's their build your own monster mechanic.
Yeah, it's kind of like Bestow meets Augment. But I guess on the topic of Vidrock, do we want to look at the rest of the Apexes? Because I think they're all super neat.
Oh yeah, the Apexes are they can be they're not gods, but they can be considered the deities of Ikoria, I think, because there's 5 Apexes that are all giant monsters.
Because Ikoria focuses on basically the wedges that we had from Tarkir, and it's kind of, the landscape is divided up like that, and each one of these has that as its hunting ground.
Yeah, so there's the Mardu Snapdax Apex of the Hunt.
Oh yeah, good old Spandex.
Temur Aluna Apex of Wishes. Is that Obzon?
Yeah, Obzon Nethroi Apex of Death, who's just broken. Or not broken, but just ridiculous.
Whenever this creature mutates, return any number, with power 10 or less. That is not much of a restriction.
It's total combined power.
Oh, so it's like Protean Hulk.
It's like how Protean Hulk actually works, not how you thought Protean Hulk worked that first time you used it.
Yeah.
Where you just went and grabbed every 6-drop from your deck and was like, I play all of these, and I'm like, cool, how?
No, we don't have to dwell on that. We have the Jeskai Vadrock, Apex of Thunder, and the Sultai Brachos, Apex of Forever, which is a weird title, Apex of Forever.
It's because his whole thing is that he's the oldest thing on the plane. Lore-wise, it talks about how his breath, a single breath for him can take weeks, and he experiences time differently. And that's why, everyone else has abilities for when they mutate. Brokos is literally just that you can cast him from the graveyard for his mutate, so he continuously just comes back.
That's pretty cool. I like that. That's our first real cycle. In this
and then
set.
they finished the ultimatums, because we have the 5 ultimatums from Alara, and so those are for the shards, and now we have them for the wedges. Ruinous, Genesis, Eerie, Inspired is here, and Emergent. Everyone's like, man, all of these are fantastic, and then there's Inspired.
Inspired Ultimate. But yeah, I like Ruinous Ultimatum. Destroy all non-land permanents your opponents control. It's completely one-sided.
I'm tied between that one and Eerie Ultimatum.
Turn any number of permanent cards.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good one. If that was
Eerie takes Nethroi's ability and cranks it up to 11.
If that was a different color combination, I'd be more interested, but I don't have an Obzon deck. I'm going to be getting the Obzon Commander deck, but yeah.
I thought the really cool thing about Inspired Ultimatum is that Cruel Ultimatum, the Grixis one, is a kind of a weaker version of a Nicol Bolas ult, where Nicol Bolas is like, your opponent loses 7 life, discards 7 cards, and sacrifices 7 permanents. And the Ultimatum is all of that, but I think it's 5 instead of 7. Inspired Ultimatum is the inverse of that, and is a smaller version of Ugin's Ultimate.
Oh, that is pretty cool. I like that.
Ugin's was +7, draw 7, put 7 permanents on the battlefield. Inspired Ultimatum, is tiny Ugin Ultimate.
I hope our speculation from one of our previous taps for 2 comes true, where we get a new Ugin creature card in Core 2021.
If it is,
sweet.
If this is any indication, it looks like we might be wrong in that we guessed that Ugin would be banned.
It might be Jeskai.
Yeah, it looks like Ugin would possibly be Jeskai. Which, of all of these, before we move on to the next one, I just want to say I love the artwork on Inspired Ultimatum. Like, that blue and red contrast is probably some of the most gorgeous art in this set.
It's really good. And this set has some good art, which leads into the next cycle.
All of Seb McKinnon's mythos that all look like cave paintings.
Yeah,
dude, they're so rad.
I love them. They're so stylized, and I love them.
I think they're all really cool because, like, you can. I mean, obviously, for the sake of Commander, they have to be in at least those 3 colors because they have the mana symbols. But I think the design is super cool. Of you can cast these for monocolor, but they become way better if you cast them for 3. Like,
just neat.
Yeah, no, they're.
I don't think they're the first cards to do that, but it is still a cool.
They're not.
Mechanic.
There's definitely like old kicker spells that'll be like 1 color and then it's like kicker like red and or green, and it's like, hey, if you pay the red kicker, you can do this. If you play the green kicker, you can do this. But because it's and or, you can pay both.
It's kind of like Adamant from Eldraine, where if you spend a certain amount of 1 color to cast it, then they get an extra effect.
This is actually kind of the reverse Adamant, where Adamant was like, hey, if you spend a bunch of mana of 1 color, you can do a thing. And all of these are like, hey, if you spend a bunch of different colors of mana, we can do a lot of cool things.
Yeah.
But I get your...
So
No, you go.
Oh, we have more rares and mythics coming up here. We're just gonna go through all those first.
Colossification!
Well, at least all the ones that are monocolored. But Colossification.
Big
cool.
kitty!
Enchanted creature gets +20/+20, and they only have to be tapped for you to do that.
No, they get tapped when you do it.
Yeah, that's annoying. I fought someone on Arena where they had what's the druid that has hexproof as long as it's untapped?
Paradise Druid.
Yeah, they had a Paradise Druid and they colossified that.
Oh god, a 22/21?
Yeah, 22/21 hexproof. It sucked.
Give it vigilance and just no one's getting through that.
Oh, that would be awful. But yeah, so we have that. We have 2 of our 3 planeswalkers. So we're gonna get to the dual-colored or the multicolored cards later, where we have our 3rd planeswalker. But for now, we have the return of Vivian, as well as I believe Luca is new.
Yes, Luca's new. Luca is a native of Ikoria. Everyone calls him Tiger King because he has the giant pet tiger. Yeah, everyone calls him Joe Exotic.
So we have those 2. I don't know, I kind of like the new Vivian.
I don't think I've actually been disappointed with a Vivian Planeswalker, and like, I'm super happy that they're using her more. I think she's super interesting, not just because she plays how I like to play, but no, it's nice to see her. Luca's also like pretty cool. He is decidedly red. Like, he's obviously mono red, but the stuff that he does is like super red.
Yeah. No, I like this new Vivian. I like that she has passives, which we haven't seen too much on Planeswalkers outside of War of the Spark.
Yeah, because I think the Mythic Chandra from M20 has a passive.
It's not a passive, she can't be countered.
Yeah, but her passive is that she can be countered. Because it's printed where the passive is. I'm happy that it's becoming normal. I think it's super cool.
So these 2 are really cool. I kind of want to use Vivian at some point. We've also got a cycle of creature. Well,
are we just gonna pass over Sharknado? So yeah, Shark Typhoon, 5 and a blue enchantment. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX blue shark creature token with flying.
Yeah, because they're flying up in the tornado.
Yeah, but that's just it. Have you seen the token?
I have not.
The sharks don't have wings. The sharks don't have wings or anything. They are just normal sharks that are being thrown out of this typhoon.
I love it.
But yeah, you create an XX blue shark creature token with flying, where X was the spell's CMC. But it's got cycling for X1 in a blue, so you can pay 1 in a blue and then pay X, all at instant speed, mind you. And when you cycle it, you get an XX blue shark creature token with flying.
So it can be a big shark.
Yeah, that again, instant speed, because you can cycle at instant speed. But just the things I said to my girlfriend when this card was spoiled. I literally texted her a picture and was like, "Listen, I love you. I'm in lust with this card. The things I want to do with this card are probably illegal in several states."
And you said that to your girlfriend?
I did. She was very supportive.
Cool. Anyways, we have the card that's on a lot of Ikoria's promotions, Gem Razor, which I believe is, Quartz Space Godzilla?
Gem Razor is Anguirus.
We haven't even talked about that yet.
No, we'll get to it. I do like that Gem Razor is, like you said, on a lot of Ikoria's advertisements where it appears larger than a mountain. This thing's a 4/4.
Yeah, it looks big. It's along the same line as the gods from Amonkhet and Theros, where they're clearly massive and they have bows, but they still don't have reach. This is like that because it's massive, but it has a little bit of power.
Why you gotta subtweet Oketra like that? Oketra's the only one with a bow.
And Nylea. They're both massive.
Nylea, my favorite Amonkhet god.
I said Amonkhet and Theros.
Oh, I just heard Amonkhet.
No, I said both.
Well, no, don't I sound like the fool?
Yeah, we have that. We have Unpredictable Cyclone is interesting. It's for cycling, which is a returning mechanic that's focused on a lot in this set.
Cyclone.
Oh, I hate you so much.
This is unrelated to anything, and there's nothing that this is part of, but I just want you to real quick look at Avian Oddity. It's 2 rows down.
Oh yeah,
It's just all wings.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's horrifying.
I love it.
So Unpredictable Cyclone is interesting. When you cycle, instead of drawing a card, you just get to exile cards off the top until you hit a card that shares a card type with the cycled card and play that for free, which is pretty neat. Then we get to Voracious Great Shark.
Yes, sharks!
Sharks are back.
And the flavor text is from Jaws.
There's no boat big enough.
Yeah, we're gonna need a bigger boat.
This shark just triggers my thalassophobia.
Because he's biting a boat in half. So Voracious Great Shark, 3 blue, 5/4, with flash, and when it enters the battlefield, counter target artifact or creature spell. It's eating your dudes or it's eating your boat.
Yep, it's terrifying. It's huge too in the card art, which is on brand for Ikoria.
I love him.
We have Kogla the Titan Ape, which is
it's just King Kong. Yeah, he's just super King Kong.
Granted, he looks more like an orangutan than an ape, or than a gorilla. Sorry, they're both apes.
He looks more like an orangutan than he does an ape. I got some bad news for you, friend.
Hold up.
Real quick, Flame Spill. It's a couple rows down on red. It's 2 in a red, instant. Flame Spill deals 4 damage to target creature. Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead.
It's a burn spell with trample?
Yes. Not only is it that, it is a functional black bordered reprint of a card from Unstable. It's like Super Mega Death Ray is 2 in a red. For an instant, it deals 4 damage to target creature, and it has the keyword trample. Flame Spill is literally a silver bordered card in this set.
Speaking of cool red cards, I really like Footfall Crater. Enchanted Land has tap, target creature gains trample and haste for the turn. That's a really powerful effect.
Confirmed, Clifford the Big Red Dog is a kaiju.
I mean, wasn't that obvious?
Yeah.
Didn't everyone think that?
Right next to that, though, the artwork for Easy Prey just makes me laugh so hard.
This is this stupid little frog dude and I'm gonna make this little frog my
And
dinner.
It's a bounty hunter, and then do you see behind him?
Oh, he's the easy prey. I didn't notice that.
Yeah.
What is Grim Dancer? I don't like that.
Yes.
Let's get a zoom in on that card art. Oh, I don't like that at all.
Dude, so that's the other thing that I really like, that Nightmare got a lot more tribal support, because Grim Dancer, 1 black for a 3/3 Nightmare. Even the people that found it are like, we don't know what this is. We don't want to think about what this is. Oh, we want it away from us. It enters the battlefield with your choice. Oh, that's the other kind of new thing that they added. Enters the battlefield with your choice of 2 different counters on it from among Menace, Death Touch, and Lifelink. So we have keyword counters now.
Yeah, I like that a lot, because you can just give something a keyword that's not attached to another card's passive effect.
Exactly, like not an aura or anything. Pouncing Great Shark Pouncing Shore Shark doesn't need hands. I don't like that he has hands.
Where's that? Oh, there it is. Yeah, I don't either.
There's also Swallow Hole, which is just I saw someone call it Path to Snack Isle instead of Path to Exile. Somebody else pointed out that, so, Swallow Hole, single white sorcery, as an additional cost to cast the spell, tap an untapped creature you control, exile target tapped creature, put a +1/+1 counter on the creature tapped to pay this spell's additional cost, implying that your creature tapped and ate the other thing.
Is tapping. Yeah.
Somebody pointed out as an additional cost to cast this spell, tap an untapped creature you control. At no point in there does it say non-human. So this card is 4 if you use it on a human to exile another human.
You didn't need to go there.
I didn't, but I saw it and so did you. Then you needed to as well. Did we want to talk... actually, real quick, before we get to Godzilla, the almighty Brushwag!
Yeah.
My boy, he's back!
Almighty. Laughed at the Brushwag. Hunter's expression, meaning died unexpectedly.
I am so happy. He's going in every single commander deck I have that has green, regardless of whether or not he belongs. He's going in dinosaurs.
Have fun with that.
I love him.
I like the flavor text for Boot Nipper. I have a number of hyper-specific phobias, and this somehow hits all of them.
Yeah, no, just the names, the artwork, and the flavor text on all... Like, look at right under... so next to that with Capture Sphere, look underneath that at Convolute. Just, no thank you.
Yeah, I love that. I love the card art, too. It's just... nah. Like, that quote is perfect for the card art, because he's not even... Just nonchalantly, nah.
But I guess real quick, did we want to... Because we're starting to get just like into the commons and uncommons, which are just kind of going to descend into, hey, cool creature types.
We might want to get into the multicolored and artifacts, and then get into the alternate arts after that.
Yeah, okay.
So
Narset's back.
We have, at the top of this list, we have an Narset. She's back to being Jeskai after taking a brief... hiatus into mono blue.
She went Jeskai, then into Azorius, then into mono blue, and now she's got her colors back. But she appears to really not like that she has white, because she is kicking the crap out of that.
Good joke, funny joke. So she's cool. She's a mana dork in the form of a planeswalker.
And then we have this like cycle of the 2-color legendary creatures. I guess. The 3-mana Oko was, like, not powerful enough, so we need more powerful Simic Mythics now at 2 mana rather than 3. Kinnan Bonder Prodigy is ridiculous.
For mana, add one more mana. 5 green-blue, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a non-human creature card from among them onto the battlefield, and the rest of the... Okay.
Man, good thing he doesn't have any color that's, like, just filled with mana dorks, right? Right, Forest?
I also like Winota, Joiner of Forces.
She's missing an arm.
Whenever a non-human creature you control attacks, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may put a human creature card from among them onto the battlefield, tapped and attacking. It gains indestructible until the end of turn. So yeah.
She's missing an arm.
Throws humans. Is she? Oh, she is.
Yeah, if we actually real quick scroll up to... There's a black card called...
Yeah. Is it Join Forces?
Is it a black card?
Unbreakable
Thank you.
Bond.
Is it black?
Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, where she did...
She's-
you can see she lost
Well,
on there.
she's helping the creature her creature friend.
Yeah.
No, those humans are really, really cool.
We also have a cycle of enchantments.
Yeah.
Pretty neat.
The Mardu one's my personal favorite. Offspring's Revenge.
I really like Offspring's Revenge.
2 red, white, black enchantment. At the beginning of combat on your turn, exile target red, white, or black creature from your graveyard. Create a token that's a copy of that card, except it's a 1/1 against haste until your next turn. You just make a baby. It's a baby, and the parent is dead.
That's going in my Mardu Knights deck, and I don't care what anyone says about that. I was like Song of Creation. You may play an additional land on each turn, and whenever you cast a spell, draw 2 cards. At the beginning of your end step, discard your hand. So that's a decent
I feel like I
drawback,
should
but...
like it, but I don't.
No?
Yeah, like I said, I feel like it's powerful, and I feel like for saying that, anyone that hears me say that in the future is going to be like, you're an idiot. And I'm going to be like, how'd you get in my house? But...
I feel like it's powerful. I wish it was just Guy, because that would be kind of... Well, no. It would be good in a cycling deck, because some of the cycling some of the cards that revolve around cycling specifically do something based on how many cards you have in your grave, or how many cards with cycling you have in your grave, so discarding your hand might actually be a boon in those situations.
Yeah, no. Like I said, I feel like I should like it, and I saw a lot of people that are super excited over it. It doesn't fit how I play.
Yeah. I feel like the one in this cycle I'm most disappointed with is Titan's Nest. Beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may put that card into your grave, exile a card from your graveyard, add 1 colorless.
See, I feel like that one kind of falls into the same camp as Song of Creation, in that we just don't know how we're supposed to use it, but the person that does is like gonna go off with it.
Right. Like, I don't know, especially with 3 colors in Commander that's so restricting, there's not a lot of decks that can go in, relatively. So, I don't know. I don't know how to use that.
I'm looking at it, and all I can think is Hydroid Crisis.
You can... So this is mana only to cast a colored spell without...
Oh, without. Never mind.
Yeah. So, otherwise that would be pretty good. So then it's like, I exile my graveyard full of creatures and cast Hydroid Crisis for a big number.
Do we want to hit the artifacts real quick?
Yeah, let's hit the artifacts real quick.
Worth noting, there are a handful of colorless creatures in this set that are not artifacts and not Eldrazi, and I believe that is new. The Adaptive Shimmerer, the Farfinder, and the Mysterious Egg.
Egg
Crystalline Giant, though, there's a boy.
I like that one.
I like him a lot. A lot of people don't, but I like him a lot.
Choose a kind of counter at random. Yeah, it just gets a counter at random at every combat on your turn.
Between flying, first strike, death touch, hexproof, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, vigilance, and +1/+1.
Like, that's one that I want in the Obzon.
The argument,
the one that worries about
the
keywords.
argument people are making against him is he'll be fine on like Arena, but he's going to be a nightmare in Paper Magic.
Like, unplayable?
No, there's a way to make it work, but it's just gonna be super difficult.
I see. We also have a cycle of mana rocks that have cycling 2 and all tap for 1 of 3 colors in the same wedge.
I think
set.
The cycling thing is the only thing that's making these like any good, because if you take that away, these are just worst manaliths.
Yeah, they're not. I'm more excited for the tri-lands in this set than these.
I mean, then in that case, let's just move on to the tri-lands.
Yeah, cycling 3, they enter tapped, and they tap for 1 of 3 colors.
But they have the basic land types.
Oh, so they're just strictly better than the tri-lands that we've had. Which is so good.
Are like
they're so good.
Because like a lot of the fetches look for island, mountain, plain, forest, or swamp. Obviously,
so these I feel like
the fetches can grab these. Like Why am I blanking on something wild? Why am I... Thank
Evolving
you.
Wilds.
Evolving Wilds and Terramorphic Expanse can't grab these because they can only grab basics. But yeah, the fact that they have the basic land types and the fact that they have cycling is phenomenal.
Yeah, these are probably... I could see these being auto-includes in decks that run these...
100%.
These specific color combos.
100%.
Like, yeah, they're really good. I need at least a copy of each.
It looks like we're coming up on time. Did we want to just wrap this up with Godzilla?
Oh yeah. This is something that we're both very excited for.
So yeah, just the fact that they have like these alternate art... They're skins. They're alternate skins for select cards that are kaiju. And it's kind of annoying that not all of them are legendary, because obviously the kaiju themselves are legendary. But like Godzilla Primeval Champion and Mothra and Destroya and Anguirus,
Baby Godzilla, King Caesar,
Death Corona. One of the yeah, most of them, because they're skins for non-legendary creatures, they can't be your commanders. But like, I've already seen people that are like, hey, I'm gonna build a mono white Mothra deck and I'm gonna ask people if it's okay if I play it.
Yeah, which is acceptable in casual commander
good old
spaces.
Rule Zero. But I love it. I love all of this. Godzilla means so much to me. Like, I've loved the franchise since I was little.
It's such a perfect match too with this set specifically, where you already have giant monsters, where the reskins make sense.
Some of the creature types don't, but
right. But
like Destroya being a phoenix is just funny to me.
Yeah, because it should be a dragon.
I don't know what you would classify Destroya as, but a phoenix is not one of them. Although I can understand why they would do that, because he keeps being reborn, because he like mutates and he gets bigger, and so you can kind of, if you close one eye and then you close the other eye
and close the other eye,
you can kind of see the analog of a phoenix's rebirth.
No, these cards pretty cool.
I think the ones that are reskins of the apexes are the ones that make the least sense creature type wise. Although now that I'm saying that, the only ones that I think really don't fit are probably Biolante being a cat nightmare beast and Rodan being
it doesn't look like a
But that's because
cat.
It's a reskin of Nethroid.
Elemental dinosaur cat.
Yeah, it's because Nethroid's a cat.
No, I know why they're those
But yeah,
creature
that
types.
and Rodan being a cat
Biolante,
is hilarious.
Yeah. No, I love Rodan. I'm definitely gonna build a commander deck around Rodan.
I'm building around Ghidorah.
I like that they put Shin Godzilla.
Yeah, no, I think it's
skins.
super cool that we got Shin Godzilla. I'm annoyed that they have 3 that are Japanese exclusive, and one of those 3 is Mechagodzilla. And it's
Mechagodzilla, Batra, and the Mothra egg.
Which all 3 of them, you can get them all on Arena. You can, because the Mothra egg is Mysterious Egg, Batra is Dirge Bat, and Mechagodzilla is Crystalline Giant.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. I'm sure you can still import them.
Oh, you can absolutely still buy them. They're still
really
going to be legal, but they're going to all be
a little bit harder to get.
They're all going to be in Japanese.
A lot of these are going to be expensive. I believe Space Godzilla Death Corona is going to be real expensive, given everything that's going on right now.
eBay of it for like $400.
Jeez. If they ever reprint it with its new name, which I think is something like Void Eater or something, I'm sure...
Void Invader.
Void Invader. If they ever reprint it with its new name, I'm sure that one will be cheaper.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, I'm not dying for this card,
no,
so...
literally, the pure novelty of it is its name.
Yeah.
Did we want to call it there on this? Like, wait, I guess real quick.
I think we covered just about everything.
What's our final verdict on this set? It's fun.
Good.
Yeah.
I personally am more into the theming of it than anything. I still like some of the cards.
But it doesn't, it's not really your play
I'm
style.
more into the theming. Right, like, I'm still buying cards or packs to the set. I'm still gonna build a couple decks out of it, just because Rodan, and I like the Commander sets, which we'll get into in another video. But yeah, playstyle-wise, not entirely for me. I think I enjoyed Theros a bit more in that department, but I do love the giant monsters. I would not be sad if we came back to this plane in the future.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with it. But yeah, I think that'll call it there. I'll let you do the sign off.
Yeah. Well, thank you all so much for watching. We'd love to hear your thoughts about this set and about this video in the comments below. And if you want to see more from us in the future, please consider subscribing and leaving a like. And yeah, hope you all have a great day. Later.
Later.